Guys, today we're doing a walkthrough of the rear mount radiator setup that Zach did on his car. It's like all complete now, and Zach's just making fun of me in the corner, and it's not cool. Why is he doing that? Why are you laughing at me so much?
Because you just make me laugh. I'm sorry.
Why?
All right. You ready for this? You ready for this? This is it. This is the final product, and we're gonna start from the motor all the way back to the radiator, so you guys get a better idea of what's going on. First off, we started off with the water necks, switched everything to AN lines because it just makes more sense. They don't pop off. You don't have anything to worry about. It's a lot easier to remove than hose clamps and all that stuff. So we switched that over to a -16 AN. Drift Motion actually has this billet aluminum adapter piece to get rid of the stock water pump. So that way it goes straight into the inlet to the motor. And I ran both lines. I've got these sweet little adapters. I don't really know what they're called. Hose separators. Just to kind of stiffen everything up so it's not flopping around everywhere. So basically I got everything set up. Water flowing into the electric water pump. And then everything goes underneath the car. I had to kind of set it up weird because we didn't have enough room above the subframe, so I had to go over it inside the car. So I have these two bulkheads going from underneath up inside, which I'll have to eventually build a box for I will eventually have to make a box to enclose those lines that are on the inside, but that's not too big of a deal. Then we went to the bulkheads, which we discussed in the last video. And from the bulkheads, we have the radiator.
It looks so nice.
Yeah, and it's pretty simple. I don't know if we went over the installation of the radiator the last time, but it's just this one bolt, and the thing just slides right out. It's a stock S13 radiator with -16 bungs welded on. Simple as that.
Say bung again.
Bung hole. What? One of the biggest difficulties I had with the whole AN fittings and AN lines was getting the measurements right. Just because this stuff doesn't bend like you would think it would. If you bend it too much, it'll kink, and you want your water flow to be as fluent as possible. No kinks to restrict it or anything. So that was, I mean, thankfully I didn't waste any AN line because it's pretty dang expensive.
How much did you spend just in AN line alone?
AN fittings, I spent about $800. They're one of these,
so crazy.
This little fitting right here, $50, which is it's all worth it. I got an AJ2 Racing in Monroe.
What brand are they?
It's all Phoenix, which are a pretty good product. Basically, I have about $2,500 into the whole entire rear mount radiator setup alone. So
holy cow!
That's about what this car is worth in general.
Just a straight chassis.
Yeah, right. But that's radiator lines, the water pump, the fans. That's basically everything that you need to get your radiator set up here. One big part of the whole rear mount radiator thing that most people don't think about is airflow, because obviously you need fresh air to keep the coolant or water, whatever you run, cooled. So one of the things that I've always loved is the NASCAR aspect of things, and this is one thing that came to mind. So I made these custom plexiglass or Lexan quarter windows, built in my own vents, and ran just some plain old hosing from J2.
What kind of hosing are these? These are like specifically meant for ducting?
It's specifically meant for it. It's auto grade. I got it from J2, so hopefully it's not stuff from Home Depot. But if you wanted to be cheap, you could. It's pretty basic. It's flexible. You can stretch it or whatever, and it's, I mean...
Do you have any plans to do anything to hold them down?
I don't think so. Maybe if I have any issues of them like chafing on something, then I'll figure something out. But I've got these sweet little bulkheads riveted into the firewall. So on the back side, it's an open hole. It's a little you won't be able to see the holes on the backside, but it's basically a flange with a adapter on it, so you could just slide that hose right over it. But yeah, and then after that point, all that cool air will go into your radiator, and then the fans will suck out all the hot air from the radiator, and then I have holes in the top of my trunk lid that will act as air vents to let the hot air escape, and then everything stays cool. Alright, so from after the motor and the water pump and all that, it comes down, and I basically tried to follow the frame rail as much as I could. And what I did with these, they were little spacers. I just got a longer bolt, and I ended up drilling a riv nut into the frame rail. So all I have to do to take this all out is with an Allen wrench, and just pulls off that one side. And then I've got, I think, like 5 of them. I got one here, here, there, and then I twisted it, and then went up into the bulkheads that are right there with a couple 45s.
Put the flashlight on the other side. There you go. All right.
Is that better? And the only thing that I have to do after this point is build something for a protection, because this will get a little iffy. I don't want to be scraping on something and then wear this out or puncture a line.
So just like a little bit of sheet metal or something?
My idea is to get like some square tubing and then weld it onto the frame rail to lift it up.
Oh, okay.
So basically one of the biggest reasons I did all of this rear mount radiator stuff and the AN fittings and AN lines and all the fittings, one of my personal reasons I did it was for safety. And one of the biggest things is you have a normal old hose and a hose clamp, and that stuff over time gets worn out. And fittings don't do that.
Last forever.
Yeah, they essentially will last forever. The hose itself is all steel braided. It's built to last. And unlike regular hosing, you could just over time, the wear and tear just eats it up. But it's just a better system. It's a lot more airtight. You don't have any chances of leaking, unless I did something wrong, like all of the
hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not. But we'll see. It was a pain, just because everything from what I'm used to using, like Dash 6 and stuff for like fuel like that, it's a lot easier to work with, where this stuff is so thick that Dash 16, it's a lot harder than I thought to make bends around certain corners that you would think you could do. So there was a lot more actually cutting and measuring. And
it was pretty in-depth.
You have to be pretty precise, or else if it's at a wrong angle, it'll just kink that hose, and you don't want that to happen. So, but all in all, when it was done, it was pretty solid, hopefully. I haven't yet tested it, so maybe that'll be on one of the next upcoming videos. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video, and if there's any questions that you guys have, just make sure to comment in the video, and I will see you next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do you have note cards that I can use?
No, you're good.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Take 2, 3.
I might put this in at the end.
No, you won't, because that's what is this? Geek reel or
gag reel?
Gag reel. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to this video and our YouTube channel. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the show.